Hey guys. We're gonna play a little bit of Until Dawn because we're basically just wasting time. And I did, when I finished Until Dawn, I asked you guys, like, would you want to see a run where I just save everyone? So we're gonna give that a go. And if I fuck up, you know what? You can make fun of me. So, let's see. Sorry, just gotta respond to a text message real quick. Alrighty. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. All good. Man, the PS4 gets so fucking loud when we play this game. It is hilarious. Because, like, any other game you play on PS4, the PS4 does not make any noise. But this one, especially the loading screen, because it's, like, so beautiful and, like, shit, like, it's like... Gotta rev that shit up. I don't want to resume. Let's try new story. Starting a new story will overwrite your current progress. Well, I'll also lose any collectibles found and any changes related to character status. I guess that is what it entails. Alright. Yeah, fuck it. The butterfly effect. A tiny butterfly flapping its wings today may lead to a devastating hurricane weeks from now. That's like an extreme example of the butterfly effect, but because, like, I do love that shit. But a hurricane is a nature-based thing. So it's a little extreme to say that a butterfly could cause a hurricane. You know what I mean? Like a direct correlation between the two. But that is basically what the butterfly effect says. But God, I love this. It's like someone reached into my mind and, like, made something that I would make. Except I didn't make it, so I didn't know any of the plot twists and I didn't know any of the characters when this first started. If you haven't seen my playthrough of Until Dawn, and this is, like, totally new to you, Until Dawn is basically a horror type thing, so if you are a fraidy cat, that's fine, you don't have to watch. You never have to. But, I was going to say if you want to see me get scared, but I think I'm a big wuss.
Oh my God,
but I don't think I'll get as scared this time. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Oh, come on. She deserves it.
I know who all these characters are now.
Hannah's been making the moves on him.
The first time I saw this, I remember I was like, wow. Teenage drama, life is hard.
Mike is my man.
I'm not anybody's man. Whatever.
But yeah, you can basically... all of these characters are killable, if you fuck up. So, when I finished, it took me a while to even, like, get the ending that I wanted. Because I just wanted to save Jess.
Hannah!
Or not Jess. What's this chick's name? I forgot already. Sam. Sam. Jess is another character. But,
She's here. Shh, shh. Mike.
this is the first scene you get, and you can't affect the plot yet.
Mike? It's Hannah.
Hey, Hannah.
But anyway, sorry, I keep getting distracted. When I finished my first playthrough of it, I asked, like, hey, do you guys want to see a playthrough where I save everyone?
Hey,
so,
did you see that? Dad
thought we
said
might
it'd
as well
just be us
start
this weekend.
that now because we have an hour to kill.
Josh.
I definitely recommend this game if you like shit like the butterfly effect and I mean, even if like I'm a fraidy cat, but I was fine with the horror in this game. I've had a few nightmares, but I don't mind it because I really enjoy this game. Tutorial. Do you know how to pick up things? Here's a note. Hannah, you look so damn hot in that shirt, but I bet you're even hotter out of it. Come to the guest room at 2 a.m. Mike XXX.
Oh my god. What did our naive sister get herself into now? Ugh. Intervention time.
I don't like Beth's actress. It's confusing because half the lines are great delivery and half the lines are like, why was this allowed in the final product? Let's see here. That is... There's two guys passed out here. I know one is our brother, played by Rami Malek, and the other is... Chris? Is that his name? I forget his name. Oh, are we going over here first? Oh. I think I already looked at this. Yeah, that's the note. Nah, go away. Boop. Getting crunk.
Jeez, Josh.
Yeah, that's Josh.
Once again, brother, you've outdone us all.
There are three siblings. There's, Beth, Josh, and Hannah, which is this chick.
Maybe we should start with a little, you know, making out and see where it goes from there. Oh, hell yeah.
This is so bad. I hate this.
Oh my god. She's taking her shirt off. What? Oh my god. Matt, what are you doing here?
You are all assholes, except
sorry,
Sam.
This all got out of
What?
hand,
Just
but-
a stupid prank.
It's not a prank.
You guys are jerks. You know that? Hannah!
Prank. It's just a prank, bro. Hey,
It's
Chelsea,
just a prank, Jesse.
It's just a prank. I'm gonna wake Josh.
Josh! Josh!
Because I think I'm gonna try and do the opposite of what I've done while still trying to save everyone.
Guys!
Because I went to
there's
get
someone
the others
outside.
last time.
What the hell?
This is the family cabin. Hannah, Josh, and Beth's family
What's
cabin.
going on? Where's my sister going? It's fine.
If you've
She's
seen
just
Orphan
a
Black,
joke.
Beth
It was
does
just a
dress
prank, Han.
like Beth, which is funny.
What did you do?
We're just messing around, Beth. It wasn't serious.
You jerks!
It's just a
Hannah!
prank, man. We just wanted,
Hannah!
you know, we were just filming your sister taking off her shirt.
After
It's
her?
just a prank. It's not
I can't
illegal.
think of
I
the
mean, it
last
is
person she
illegal,
wants to see
but,
right
you
now.
know, it's a prank. It's just a prank.
Oh shit!
Now, comparing and contrasting, because some people know that I'm obsessed with, let's try... I did fast last time. Let's try safe this time. Again, this doesn't hugely matter because this first scene doesn't affect the plot at all. Like, this is going to happen no matter what. Hit the microphone. This scene is going to happen no matter what. And, there's even a character who says, hey, you couldn't have saved her, you know. We just want to film your sister's emotions being toyed with. It's just a prank. Just a prank, bro. Let's follow the noise. I followed the footprints last time. But yeah, comparing and contrasting. Hey, Saki976, thank you for the follow.
Damn it, Hannah.
Comparing and
Where are
contrasting Until Dawn with Heavy Rain, because you guys know I'm like I was obsessed with Heavy Rain. Follow Shadow. Let's follow Shadow. Until Dawn is much less forgiving with button pressing and such. Like, if you are late, you're late. And that could cause a character's death. It is very non-forgiving in that way. Use the touchpad. This is cool, because the PS4 actually has like a touchpad on it, and you touch it in order to like swipe, which is cool. It's just like a real phone.
Hannah!
So yeah, if you can handle spooky things, you don't have to necessarily be a fan of horror to enjoy this. Because it's mainly just jump scares, the second part of it. Because it's one of those things where once a monster is revealed, the game becomes less scary. Oof. Oh dear. L1, you can walk faster? I totally forgot that. I played the whole game not knowing that. Fantastic,
Hello?
yeah.
Hello?
It's fun to just go back and play a game from the beginning. Once you've already finished it. Hey, our first totem. Boom, check it. Pick it up, flip it over. Let's look inside. Oh, fun. Death totem. Pretty self-explanatory. There are many different totems, they do different things. They basically just show you different things. And it's not necessarily going to happen just because you see it in a totem.
Hannah!
I feel like I'm an expert on the game just because I've basically gone back and watched every single death and every single like I know what that is. It's cool, just stuff like it's like watching Back to the Future a third or a fourth or a fifth time. I notice new things every time I watch Back to the Future. And so I try to relive media as often as possible because you can learn things from it. Not just learning things about the game, but learning about, like, how to write and how to, you know, if a game does something wrong, then you know. And then if a game does something right, you know that too. Until Dawn is fantastic. I didn't see your first playthrough, but I love this game. Yeah, it's great. If you want to watch that ever, it is all uploaded on Controller Rollers, I believe. And some fantastic clips came from it, because like I said, I'm a huge pussy, so... No. Oopsie.
Hold on!
They'll be fine, don't worry. Everything's fine. What should we do? Let's be a douchebag and drop Hannah, because I let go last time. Bye, Hannah. Bye-bye. Oh, oopsie. They're fine. They're fine, don't worry. Everything's good. Dr. A.J. Hill. If you watch The Blacklist, he's the actor who plays Berlin. He has a very distinct
there are a few things
voice.
I need to make sure you understand. You see, no one can change what happened last year. The past is beyond our control. You have to accept this in order to move
It's extra
forward.
spooky because it's been raining for like 4 days now. It's crazy.
Everything
Like
you do, every decision you make from now on will open
it's
doors.
very eerie in the background. I heard thunder
I want you to
roll.
remember this. I want you to remember this as you play your game. Every single choice will affect your fate and the fate of those around you.
Got real close there.
So, you have committed to commence with this game. This is significant.
I love
And I
this.
want to help you see it through.
It's so cool. It plays with you in just the right ways.
Sometimes
Because
these
it's like,
things can be a little scary, even
you know,
terrifying.
without revealing too
I'm
much,
here
it's like
to make
acknowledging
sure
that
no
you're...
matter how upsetting things
It's breaking
may
the fourth wall very slightly and then repairing the crack very quickly. And then putting another hole in the fourth wall, and then it's like, ah, I'm just kidding. And then it like,
Alright.
he keeps playing with you because you are a player playing a physical video game.
Pick up a card?
But this is
And
a
I want you to look at
psychiatrist,
the
you
picture
know?
on the other side and tell me what you feel about it. It is essential that you answer honestly in order to get the most out of
And,
this experience.
this does not affect the plot of the game, the answers that you give to these questions, but it does affect how you see Mr. Hill. Because he will appear to you all throughout the game, and his appearance and his office changes based on what answers you give to his questions.
So, how did that picture make you feel? Remember, be honest.
I said I feel uneasy last time, so let me say it makes me happy this time.
Well, that's good.
We'll see if we can try and get it
In what way
to a
did it
different,
make
you know,
happy?
setting. Because before, it, Mr. Hill ended up looking like a zombie, and, like, there were dead corpses and shit. Like, I'm pretty sure I got one of the darkest fucking, like, things you can, get with it. So let's see. Yeah, sunshine. When it's a choice like that and there's, like, no timer, that means you can just
Let's see.
take your time,
Which
fuck off, you
word
know, just...
would best describe how you feel about darkness.
Darkness. Scares me.
Afraid, really? That's interesting. Where I come from, way up north in Sweden, the nights are 18 hours long. And why do you think you're afraid of the dark?
Because you might be in it.
Oh, no. No, not everyone. But it's a perfectly natural fear. Darkness, after all, is the unseen and therefore the unknown. And what could inspire fear more than the
I used to be
terror
scared of the dark for a long time.
uncertainty? Oh dear. We seem to be out of time for this session. We'll talk again soon. Until then, I suggest you try to stay away from
The dark?
dark places.
Oh, okay. Cool. So even then I got different dialogue than I did before. Which is cool. This game is very, very customizable, and I like that. It's very personal. So everyone who plays this game will have a different experience. And to me, that's what I look for in a game. A lot of people, obviously, there's a lot of different experiences that you can want to get from video games. Some people just want to play Mario, you know, and just get the same experience as someone else who's playing it, and that's fine, you know. I more play video games to experience story and voice acting. And, you know, with Mario, the gameplay is fun, but there's not much, like, story to it, you know. There's not a lot of meat to the story. It's just the uniform of, like, hey, do this, save the princess, blah, 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 you know, jump on blocks. But with this is a gorgeous game. Like, even this intro is, like, it's beautiful. There's also a ton of behind-the-scenes stuff you get when you buy the game, and you unlock it as you play more of the game because they don't want to, like, spoil things, but you unlock it as you go along. So I wasn't on stream when I watched them, but I would go along, and before each stream I would watch some behind-the-scenes content. And it's really cool because they have a lot of varied things. They have, like, some stuff with the motion capture, they have some interview with the cast, and they have a whole section on the music of Until Dawn.
Today is the
which is
one-year
really cool.
anniversary of the dreadful tragedy that took place on Mount
Perfect.
Washington.
That is the
Fine.
perfect length for
Thanks for having
an
me,
intro
Mark.
to a game, in my opinion.
Update
Not
on
too
that
long, not
at
too
Washington.
short.
The twins
It gives them a
were
chance to
so
show
many-
off some of
1 year ago
the
tonight, the
beautiful,
Washington
like,
girls left the
shit they
safety
can
of
do
their
with the
parents'
game.
lodge and headed out
Shows you
into
what
the
you're in
snowstorm.
for, you know?
foul play.
Not
And
officially,
it's
no.
just eerie
There
enough,
is one
you know?
individual we're considering as a person of interest, but his whereabouts are currently unknown. He has an interesting history with the Washington family. He had warned them against pursuing their construction project and claimed the land was sacred to his forefathers.
You know, there is still the old sanatorium on the mountain. Could he be hiding there?
My officers
Now
did
this
search
is
the
Sam
grounds, but
going to
girls
the
themselves couldn't
cabin,
have made it that far.
and she's on a
Something about that
bus,
mountain seems
and
to
no one
breed
else is on the
tragic
bus.
events.
And you would assume, like,
thank you for joining us, and with all the Washingtons tonight,
Like,
son Josh, on
why
this,
all the kids are going up?
anniversary of the
Why don't they go up
mysterious
together?
disappearance of Hannah and Beth Washington.
Well, hello, friends and fans. All right, let's do that again. All right. Well, hello, friends and fans. It's beyond awesome to have you guys all back this year.
And it's been a
First
year
off, I
since
gotta say, I'm
Josh
super
lost his
excited to welcome
two
all my
sisters,
pals
Hannah and
back
Beth.
to the
They
annual Blackwood
went missing,
Winter
but we know,
Getaway.
you know what happened.
So, let me just let you know, let's take a moment to address the elephant in the room for a second. I know you're all probably worried about me, and I know it's gonna be tough on all of us going back after what
And,
happened last year.
Apparently this hey Gel,
I
6
just
with
want
bits.
you all to know, it
Fucking
means,
YouTubers, right?
it means so much to me that
Just
we're
a prank,
doing
bro.
this.
Just gonna
And
film some more pranks.
I know it would
Big
mean
meaty
so much
games.
to Hannah and Beth that we're all still here together. And I'm thinking of them.
Yeah, no, Sam is great.
I really want to spend some quality time
I love
with
Sam.
each and every one of you, and just share some moments that we'll never forget for the sake of my sisters, and you know. Okay, so let's party like we're fucking porn stars, okay? Make this one trip we will never forget.
Josh just
alright?
wants to have a sex cabin,
Yes!
and that's fine. You know what? Live your dreams. Your family's rich. You can do it. And there we go. More intro. But it wasn't all at once. If this had all been at once, it would have been too much. You know, if you broke it up with... And it was broken up properly. It wasn't like this song was still playing in the background of that scene, because that also gets tiring. Because then you're listening to a song for like 7 minutes straight, and it's like... Okay. It's a little much, you know. But now that it's broken up, it's great. This is a great length for an intro. And that's why I try to like absorb as much media as I can. Even if it's bad media, you can learn what they did wrong. And then you can learn how to make it right. You know, like, oh, well I didn't like this, so in my thing I'm making, I should make it more like this, you know? Because that wouldn't have happened if the people making this hadn't seen bad media.
My sisters.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to make a giant elaborate prank that puppy up my friends and film it.
Why not? You know what? YouTube will love it. That's where the real money is, YouTube. And this is really cool. With every new character that's introduced, they give like a little analysis of them, you know. And you can like take time to read it. I'm not pressing X to continue right now, so you can just like take time and be like, oh, okay, so this is Sam. She's diligent. She was Hannah's best friend, considerate, adventurous. Cool. That's real cool. I'm pressing X and we're moving on. Because it is especially important with a game like Until Dawn, where there are so many...
Someone there?
I say teenage characters, but like they're in their 20s now. Young, early 20s. I believe. But there's so many characters that you really need that. You know, you can't just rely on the audience to absorb all the information. It's a lot. There's like... I forget how many. Let's see. Let me count for a second. Sam, Chris, I think his name is, and then Ashley, and then you have Jess and Mike, and then you have Emily and Matt, and then you have Josh. Yeah, that's 8 characters. Not counting Hannah and Beth. That's 8 characters. You have to give the audience time to absorb who they are, because if you watched my first playthrough of this, you can see I'm already very confused as to who is who. Because we got that first intro scene, but they didn't explain who anyone is, so you just have to watch this and be like, oh, okay, they're all assholes. You know, it happened so fast, I didn't even see that Sam was against the prank, you know.
Oh, what?
Gates busted, climb over, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Chris.
Oh, Jesus, never mind.
which, you know, you also benefit from playing the game again because you can see that intro scene again. Where the fuck am I supposed to climb over this goddamn... Oh, it's this side. This game is so pretty. Which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because, like, spooky shit happens, so it looks more realistic. Safe, quick. I did... What? I forget if I did safe or quick last time. Let's do safe. I feel like I would do quick. And like I said, you really have to be on the ball with these... climb. You have to be on the ball with these button presses. Because the quick time events are very unforgiving. See? I pressed X instead of, square. I don't even know the names for these. Is it called box or is it called square? Fuck it. Because I'm not a gamer. You know, so I... again, if you watch the playthrough, I am learning the buttons as I go. Because I learn them, and then I forget them because you don't play. And after a while, you just forget. But there's enough repetition that if you just do it enough times, you kind of muscle memory your way through it. I think I knew the buttons by the time I finished the game. That intro music is stuck in my head, and I don't know any of the lyrics. Here we go. A box is a square, but a square is not a box. Damn, that's deep. Oh! Oh, it's a red squirrel, too.
You hungry? Huh?
Now, I'm very bad at this. Good, okay. People were trying to teach me how to do that last time because you have to keep it in the center. And I was just keeping it still, and it was still, like, drifting to the side. There's a... It's hard to describe now that it's not on the screen, but there's basically a shape like this, and then there's a smaller shape inside of it that's blue, and you have to keep it balanced inside the bigger shape. And I didn't know that the first time I played, and when you're in the action, I can't look at the chat, and people were telling me, hey, you need to, like, do this. So I was just keeping it still, but that doesn't necessarily do it, you know? You have to, if it drifts down, you have to, like, tilt the controller up a little bit. So... the last scene of this relies almost entirely on that ability of keeping the controller still. There's the characters that have the potential to die last are Mike and Sam. And if you want to keep Sam alive, it's just like 4 of these in a row where you have to keep the controller perfectly still. And I couldn't do it. I had to replay the level like 4 or 5 times, but everyone in the chat was like, we need to fucking just do it. You know what? Like, we already,
Cool.
time sunk fallacy or whatever it's called, you know, like, Jesse, you've already played it 3 times, you might as well do 4 so that we could save Sam. Fucking do it. And I couldn't do it, so I had to turn off a vibration on my controller, and I just let it sit there, and we saved her. But it took a long ass time, so hopefully I get better at that. Because this is a run through where I'm trying, if I do continue this, I want to, you know, keep everyone alive. And in order to do that, obviously Sam has to be alive. So if I have to, I'll turn off the vibration. But, because I don't want to bore people playing the game, the same level so many times again. So this is cool. This is where they explain the totems, basically. Because this cabin was built on Indian land. It wasn't supposed to be. It's haunted as shit. Indigenous people and butterfly prophecies. Tribes who once lived in these mountains believed that butterflies carried dreams and prophecies of possible futures. The color of the butterfly indicated the nature of the prophecy. So we got... How the fuck do I... Okay. Death, black butterflies prophesize the dreamer's death. Okay, so they dreamed about them. Red is danger, loss is brown, guidance is yellow, fortune white. So these are basically just trying to explain totems to you. Totems, they will explain in greater detail later. Oh, here we go. Here's a totem. You can find totem artifacts. Picking up a totem and turning it will reveal a colored butterfly and a premonition of a possible future. So again, this doesn't necessarily have to happen. It is just a possible thing that can happen. Very specific. It's a guidance totem. Future is uncertain. Whether or not the prophecy comes true depends on the choices you make. Press R1 at any time to view your totem collection. And can I still walk fast with R1? I think so, yeah. And now if I just press R1, or L1, I'm sorry. I thought they said to press it at any time. I think R. Yeah, maybe it said R. We're going to... You can control... whoever you're playing at the time will pop up here and you can make them look up or down or whatever the fuck. And it also shows you your current objective, which is good, because I forget sometimes. Especially when you're doing a Let's Play style thing or you're talking to a chat. Sometimes dialogue will happen and then you're just like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck was happening there. So this is cool. You can just like turn pages through and look at all your clues and your totems and all that. See, we haven't gone very far. We just have the 2 totems. And you can review the totems just by clicking on them. They will show you the clip again. That's the one we just got. So you can see the categories: death, guidance, loss, danger, fortune. Ton of collectible stuff in here. I played all through the game, and I did not get all the totems. So... the past is beyond our control. Basic... someone wrote this. Who knows?
Chris?
Oh, this is the cable car station. I'm gonna go over here because last time...
Bag's here. Where are you?
This is Chris's
Not
bag.
in the bag, are you? Hello. What do we have here?
And his phone is in there and we can choose to snoop. And I chose to snoop last time, so I'm going to just close the bag.
Maybe I shouldn't poke around Chris's stuff.
And that affects the plot, somehow.
Chris?
Sam, hey, you made it.
Here's Chris. Crush on Ashley. Methodical, protective, humorous. Humorous. He's the comic relief.
Oh, so I found something kind of amazing.
What?
I'm not gonna tell you. You gotta see for yourself. Come on, it's this way.
Where?
Right around here. Gonna blow your mind.
And I'm not even sure what that affects. Because we skipped a whole bunch of dialogue by not going in his bag. Because if you go in the bag, he's like, hey, what are you doing? You know, on my phone. Snoop. And I think he mentions it again while they're in the cable car or something.
Ta-da!
But
Pretty rad, right?
without that, you know, there's... I don't know how it's gonna affect the plot. Maybe it affects the plot by not affecting the plot, you know what I mean?
Not the word that comes to mind. Why is this even here?
What do you mean?
What the hell is a shooting range doing at the base of a ski lodge?
Dude, have you ever met Josh's dad?
Yeah?
He thinks he's like Grizzly Adams or something. Wanna try?
No, you go ahead, Grizzly.
Alright, here goes.
And I'm better at aiming than when I started, so hopefully... It is important that you get good at aiming because it can mean the death of a character. My trouble was that I just freaked out, you know? I didn't take my time aiming or anything. I was just like, ah, here it is, ah! Because I freaked out because of the timer.
Wow, nice shooting tits.
Alright, I'm bad. I'm a badass.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess it was a wild case of beginner's luck.
Nah, I don't think so, girl.
Well, anybody and their brother could shoot a bottle that big, that close.
Now this would affect the plot, but I'm not going to shoot the squirrel. What I love about this game is that sometimes by doing nothing you affect the plot. There's not an animal there, right? Good, okay. Now you would think that you would think that they wanted you to shoot the squirrel because they were like, hey, here's a target on the squirrel.
Come on, Chris, the cable
But,
car.
you know, the game says sometimes the best choice is to not do what, you know, you think the game wants you to do. A lot of the things that affect the plot are just not doing anything, which is cool. It makes you really think, you know. Because games nowadays are just very like, shoot, point shoot, you know. Do this objective, do that objective. So we don't really think about whether what we're doing is right. We're just like, oh, the game wants me to do this, so I do it. But by not shooting that squirrel, I did not upset nature. Because that's a thing in this game. Let me take a look at this. This is the bag thing. Let's see. Sam respected Chris's privacy. Chris was happy to see Sam. I guess that's all it affects. Because otherwise we'd see another wing in this. It would peel off into another wing, you know. And then over here we got rats with bushy tails. Chris chose not to shoot the squirrel. Nature remained in balance. Oh, pardon me. Anytime you upset nature, it comes back to bite you in the ass.
I don't know.
A game that makes you think is fucking revolutionary compared to some things now. And it's sad. I want my brain to be worth something. Yeah, no, I fucking love this game because it's... Oh, clue found. Here we go. Wanted poster.
Yeah.
Victor Milgram. Wanted in connection with a first-degree arson offense.
You think we'll get a visit from America's Most Wanted?
Yeah, this guy, like, is known for hating,
come on. This place is abandoned once
Josh's
a year.
family.
Nobody comes up here.
Because they built their fucking cabin on the fucking burial grounds or whatever the fuck. You're not supposed to do that. But yeah, no, I adore this game just for that concept of, like, you know, if we had shot the squirrel, I think a bird comes down and scratches Sam on the face. And then later when we're running from
He said that?
a scary man, if she has the scratch on her face, she will drip blood on the floor and it will lead the killer to us. And that's really fucking cool. That's like, you know, however many scenes in the past, you know, that's like, it has to be at least 3 or 4 scenes, 5 scenes maybe, from now. And the game remembers shit like that. That's really fucking cool. But we didn't shoot the squirrel, so we're good. We still have the potential to hide, because there's many options for that scene. And one of them is eliminated. Like, you can either run from the killer, or you can try and hide from the killer.
Oh, real gentleman.
And you can get captured either way. But the third option is you try and hide and you get captured because of the cut on your face. I went back and did a ton of research on this game because I loved it. It was very difficult to play this game on stream because I immediately wanted to play more. I immediately wanted to do research on every single ending, every single death. I wanted to absorb as much information as I could, and I couldn't because it had to remain a mystery to me for you guys. Blackwood Pines Hotel and Sanatorium for a healthy body and mind.
Place to set up house. I mean, no matter how rich you are.
A sanatorium is a nut house, basically, and I learned that. I was like, oh, sanatorium sounds like sanitary, sounds like a bathhouse, a house that you get clean at. Nope, it's not that. Is that the bathtub? That's interesting. I didn't see that the first time. Yeah, well, that's just showing outside the cabin now. Whoop. There's Chris. I think that's all we can explore in here.
Finally, you coming?
Yeah, well, I was gonna stay here and catch some Z's, but okay.
Is there anything else? Because it always scares me when there's like the cable car came and I still have an opportunity to walk around. So that makes me feel like I missed something. If it's like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to get in the car? Okay.
Just like going to the prom.
Here we go.
Right. Adventure begins.
Oh, I hope this was the right thing to do.
What?
You know, getting everyone together on the anniversary. I mean, Josh seemed really pumped about us all doing something, didn't he?
Yeah.
If the prom was cold and, you know, in a cable car. Listen, I don't know what your prom was, but we experienced ours in a cable car. It was a little wobbly when everyone was dancing, and it was hard fitting 107 students into it, but, you know.
All here, aren't we?
Thanks, bro. Good talk.
You know what? Let's just stop talking about what happened and enjoy the trip.
You know what? You're right.
You know how Josh and I met?
No.
Okay. 3rd grade. Josh sat in the back of the room, I sat in the front.
It's interesting because I fucking adore these kind of
The kid
games.
sitting next to Josh started
You know, the kind where
training bra on the girl in front of him.
the plot is affected, and I've been trying to design roughly a game of my own that kind of follows more of The Wolf Among Us kind of thing to it. Well, actually, you know what? It's more of a combination of Until Dawn and Wolf Among Us is kind of, it's like a merge of their thing, because it's very difficult to have more than one season of a game with this kind of structure, because if the way I want it, I want the plots to be very, very affected by what you do and stuff. And there comes a point where if you change too many things, it's a lot of programming to do. It's a lot of, hey, there might be 17 options of how the end of the story is going to go, but the one this far on the scale and the one this far on the scale are so different, then how the fuck are you going to make a season 2 of this? What do you, like, you know, how is this going to pick up, you know, if the playthroughs are so different? But playing these games has helped me kind of think like, oh shit, it might be possible, because The Wolf Among Us, there's a lot of different endings for how things happened, and there's going to be a season 2 of that, so how are they going to do that? I'm really excited to see, you know. This is Jess. Confident, Mike's new girlfriend. Trusting. I thought it said irrelevant, and I was going to be like, yeah. Irreverent. So before, Mike is the asshole who was like, yeah, we should totally play a prank on Hannah where she takes off her shirt. And him and Jess are dating because he's hot. And Mike is definitely the character that I really wanted to like. Like, I was determined to like him. I was like, no, he's not that bad. And then...
What the hell?
Jess, hey!
Jessica, over
there's
here.
Chris in there.
Are you guys having a really weird stroke?
We're stuck
But
in
then
this
a lot of
stupid
people...
Can you please let us out? Pretty please?
linked me to, like, analyses of, like, his personality and his entire arc in the video game. And it's very interesting because the game really wants you to like Mike as well. But he's kind of really fucked up when you look at his behavior and what he thinks is okay and what he does to get what he wants in some situations and stuff. It's very, very interesting.
got a lot of meat on my bones.
Because I've never encountered a
Almost
character
down
quite like
here.
Mike in a
Yeah,
video game.
right.
Shut up, Mike.
Well, what do we have
Chris.
here? My goodness. Seems that someone has a little crush on our good friend and dear class president Michael Monroe.
Chris.
And what kind of sizzling erotica might our Jessica be capable of imagining? I wonder.
I don't remember this part. Interesting. I'm gonna insist. I think I explained last time.
Give that back, you tool.
Tool and die. That's my motto.
Oh, you're such an idiot. Maybe nosy Nancy shouldn't go nosing around in other people's nostrils.
Yeah, I try not to do that, as a rule.
Come on, Jess. You can tell us. You can totally keep secrets.
Whatever. You'll figure it out eventually.
Alright, let's just get up to the lodge already. I'm getting tired of all this nature and junk.
You
Hey,
guys
Jules,
go
thanks for
ahead.
bits.
I'm just gonna wait here.
Whether
for
you
a
like
bit.
Mike or not, his muscles are
Who
nice.
else is
They
coming?
are.
You mean
That's
Mike?
why the game
What?
kind of tricks you into
I mean,
liking
know.
him.
whoever.
And then one of the last scenes, depending on
Sam?
the after credit scenes, depending on what you do with Mike,
You?
you can see
I mean, holy cow.
like
Sometimes I
him
get
having to face his own logic and his own line of thinking, and then being like, "Oh, maybe that wasn't the right thing to do."
Built the lodge like right where the cable car.
But even
ends.
without that, he does some fucked up shit, and you don't think about it until someone points it out to you, like, "Hey, wasn't it weird that blank, blank, and blank?" And you're like, "Oh, actually, yeah, it kind of was." Because Mike is the prepackaged hero character, you know, like you kind of forget. Yeah, he's like Mike was like, he is white. He's a white male straight dude, and he's supposed to be the hero of the story, you know. So like, and he's one of the last characters to survive. You know, Sam and Mike, it comes down to basically them. You can like kill all the other characters, but Mike and Sam are the ones that like kind of have to survive until the last episode or whatever it's called. And God, what was I saying before that though? I totally forget. I'm sure it'll come up eventually. I need to wrap this up because it is 11 p.m. But this is Emily. She's intelligent. She's Mike's ex, if you remember her from the beginning. Resourceful, persuasive. Emily splits the audience a lot.
Been like as pretty.
There's Matt, Emily's new boyfriend. He's motivated, ambitious, active.
You know.
And where's the
So,
bellboy
football
when
team.
you need one?
I think it should save at this point if I exit out. So hopefully I'll, you know what? Let me take a look, because Detroit Become Human comes out, and that's going to be our next game. That is next week. Okay. Well, next time you guys see me for my solo stream, I will be playing Detroit Become Human. So we'll see you then. I believe it's next Friday. As always, thank you to everyone who followed and donated bits. Really, really appreciate you. You keep the streams going. Mwah. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.